Good morning, bro. It's a beautiful Sunday morning here. Off day for us. Just out for a little stroll, a little walk. But no, I just had a thought, a lesson I've learned that I see in myself sometimes, and I feel like this is a good lesson that you can apply for yourself. So I feel like we all have the tendency to walk away from a training session or a game and just say, oh, it was a good game. Oh, it was a bad game. Oh, it was a good training session. It was a bad session. And I feel like we'll even say this to people. Like someone's like, oh, how'd the game go? You say, oh, it was a good game. Oh, it was a bad game. And while it could be majority good or bad overall, I feel like it's important to recognize that anytime we step on a field to train or to play, there's going to be things that we do well, and there's going to be things that we don't do well. There's things that, mistakes we made or things we got to improve on. And I think that the problem is that when we say, oh, it was a good game or, oh, it was a bad game, we tend to neglect some of those things that we might have done well or didn't do so well. So, for example, if you walk away from the game and you said, hey, it was a great game, I think sometimes we can just kind of put our feet up and just enjoy that win and not take the time to reflect and see the things that we could have done better and learn from them and make more progress from it in the future. And I think that the problem is when we say, oh, it was a bad game, sometimes we sit in the feelings of that, whatever mistakes we made or goals that we let in or whatever it is, and we don't recognize and reinforce maybe the things that we did well. So I think for me, it's important for us to take time after any time that we step on a field. Like I said, anytime we compete, there's going to be things that we did well, and there's going to be things that we didn't do so well. So I think it's important to take the time after every session, every game, just to see, hey, what did I do well today? And recognize those wins and where maybe you've been working specifically on certain areas of your game, and give yourself that reinforcement and those props of like, hey, man, I did this really well. And then we take a second, what did I not do so well? Where do I need to improve? Because by looking at this, now we can actually see, hey, what I need to do in my training in order to get better and to mitigate these mistakes and do better in the future. I heard a quote from this influencer guy, Patrick Bet David. He's got some really good stuff. I would definitely check him out. But basically said something along the lines of, it was like, when you're winning, you're not as good as you think you are. And when you're losing, you're not as bad as you think you are. So I've talked about this before, that idea of just never too high, never too low. But I think that that's another good quote that just reinforces it. But I think at the same time, the biggest point that I'm trying to get after here is that our job as players is to progress and get better as quick as possible. And I think that when you develop this mindset of seeing that, hey, every single game, every session, there are things that I can take away that reinforce the things I'm doing well, and I'm reflecting and facing the things that maybe I didn't do so well and learning from them, that's how you're going to make the most progress as fast as possible and become the player that you want to be as fast as possible. Because again, this tendency to walk away from a game and just saying, oh, it was good or oh, it was bad, will lead you to reflect less. Because again, when you say it was just good, we just enjoy that and we don't, learn from the things that we didn't do well. And when it wasn't so great, we kind of just sit in the feelings of, the frustration, and we don't reinforce the things that we did well. So, again, make sure you take some time after every session. I would recommend getting some kind of journal, piece of paper, whatever it is, and just give yourself the reinforcement and the props of, hey, I did this really well, and, giving yourself something to feel proud about. And then take some time to look at, hey, what did I not do so well? What do I need to improve on in my game? And begin to find ways to improve that, whether it's staying after practice to get some extra reps or talking with your coach of, focusing on those areas. these are going to be the ways that you progress the fastest, like I said. So yeah, man, I hope you can apply this to your next session, next game, and continue to learn and grow, because that is the name of the game. That's what we're all after. So yeah, man, hope you have a great day, and we'll talk soon.